Today I'm gonna analyze the beauty of Anna. On this picture, you can already see that she has some soft lines and very slightly sharp edges. I measure her height and she has about 6 heads, 6.5 to 7 heads if she is straight, which means that she is quite tall and she looks tall. When people look at her pictures, she has this tall appearance, so her vertical line is longer than her horizontal line. Here you can see how in her shoulders she has some sharp edges with a slight curve, which means that she could be a dramatic or a gamine. I love everything about this picture. With her dark hair and the light shirt, it looks amazing, which means that by her fair skin, she's probably a winter palette, because you can see that dark looks good and white, very white, looks very good on her. Also pay attention on her fingers. Her fingers are long, thin, and the nails, on the curve of the nails, you can see that it's not straight, but a bit curvy, which makes me really question if she would be a dramatic. This is one of the pictures that makes me almost sure that she's a flamboyant gamine, because the sharp edges on this blazer looks amazing on her, which would also look amazing on a dramatic. However, you see how short it is, the blazer? It also makes her look amazing, gorgeous. So this will look better on a gamine, flamboyant, than on a dramatic. Going back to this picture, the only thing that doesn't make sense is the heart neckline and the feathers, because it makes too soft for her and she needs something more edgy. While on the other picture, like I showed you, even though she has a deep neckline, it doesn't bother the contrast in between the size of her head and the vertical line of her body. I also love this picture because she doesn't look bad on wide clothes. It just makes sense for her, but if she has clothes that are more shaped to her body, it's gonna look better. And you can see how she is tall and she looks tall, which means that I really think she's a dramatic. I believe her facial essence is a mix with dramatic and natural. But how can you mix those two together if they are so different? Well, you can see that when she doesn't have a bold lip and almost no makeup, she looks amazing. But do you see how beautiful she looks here? She almost doesn't have a lip defined, but her eyes are well produced. They are well designed. It's not too much, but also not too little. It's just perfect. So that's what you need. You need to keep doing makeups a bit more in the eye and not so much in the rest of the face. It doesn't mean that you are not going to use any makeup, but you can just make a clean beauty makeup and then put some effort on the eyes. This is quite important. I would recommend you to try some monochromatic outfits and high contrast outfits to be sure if you're a dramatic or a flamboyant gamine, because a dramatic is going to look better on a monochromatic outfit. And to be honest, this is one of my favorite outfits that you have on your Instagram. If there were more pictures, I could analyze a bit better. But if you follow this, you're always gonna do well, because this is just amazing. It has everything that you need. And my last comment is about the haircut. You have a long vertical line, which means the long hair is gonna look better. However, you have a round shaped head, which means that the short haircut is amazing. And I would tell you that this haircut is just perfect for you because it has the perfect length and it really feels like it's on your first primary point. First primary point. And I just recommend it. It's just perfect. Like, follow this and you're always gonna be great. I love it. Now send me in the comments if you want to be the next one analyzed.